Hello and welcome to Climate Check with me, Mary Mwikisa. Now, coming up on the program. On the program today, we look at various aspects of climate-compatible development, food security, and much, much more. But we'll be back with more details on the other side. Now, imagine if trees could provide Wi-Fi. Just how many trees you would plant? Well, they provide oxygen. We definitely cannot do without it. Destruction of nature, such as forests, has led to irreversible climatic changes to our world. Join me as I talk to policy formulators, change makers, and climate change interest groups on Climate Check, weekly on this channel. Now, you are the solution to climate change. Welcome back. Now, the Climate Compatible Growth CCG Network in Zambia held its 5th annual conference recently in Lusaka, and this was focused on various aspects of national development that has to align with the national priorities of our green growth strategy as a country. And so our staffer Zachariah Tawanda Nyimbili attended the conference and packaged us this report.
Zambia has taken another step towards strengthening its climate and energy planning following the successful hosting of the 5th annual Climate Compatible Growth Network Zambia conference. The conference brought together policymakers, researchers, development partners, and practitioners to discuss pathways of advancing climate-compatible development and sustainable energy planning for the country. Speaking on behalf of Permanent Secretary Dauchi Bamba, Director for Green Economy and Climate Change at the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, Ephraim Shitima, emphasized the importance of collaboration between government and academia and development partners in addressing climate change.
In response, the government of the Republic of Zambia has placed green growth and climate resilience at the center of national development planning. Our national commitments under the 8th National Development Plan and Zambia's climate commitments emphasize the need to transition towards sustainable, low-carbon development pathways while strengthening resilience across key sectors of the economy. Achieving these objectives requires strong partnerships between government, academia, research institutions, and development partners. It is in this regard that the collaboration between the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment and the Climate Compatible Growth Zambia Network is particularly significant. Allow me to highlight 2 key areas of collaboration that demonstrate the value of this partnership. First, the Ministry is collaborating with CCG Network on the strengthening of national policy planning through the application of the Climate, Land, Energy and Water Systems Close Modeling Framework. Through this initiative, the Ministry is working with the Zambia CCG Network to build institutional capacity within government to apply integrated modeling tools that allow policymakers to better understand the interactions between climate, land use, energy systems, and water resources. The Close Modeling Framework provides a powerful evidence-based approach to policy analysis by enabling integrated assessment across sectors. This collaboration will support the Ministry and other government institutions in developing more coherent, data-driven policies aligned with national development priorities and Zambia's climate commitments. Secondly, the Ministry is also collaborating with the CCG Network to strengthen national capacity in climate finance planning through the Plan modeling training targeted at the National Designated Authority, NDA. This initiative is particularly important as Zambia continues to engage with international climate finance mechanisms such as the Green Climate Fund. The Plan modeling tools will enhance the ability of the technical staff to assess financial requirements for climate investments, plan climate-compatible infrastructure, and ensure that Zambia is well positioned to mobilize and effectively utilize climate finance. These 2 areas of collaboration clearly illustrate how science, modeling, and policy engagement can work together to strengthen national decision-making. They also demonstrate the importance of building local capacity within government institutions to translate research insights into practical policy action. Ladies and gentlemen, platforms such as the CCG annual workshop are essential for promoting this kind of collaboration. The workshop provides an opportunity not only to share research findings, but also to discuss practical policy solutions that can accelerate Zambia's transition toward a climate-compatible economy. I am particularly encouraged by the diverse participation in the workshop, bringing together experts from government, academia, civil society, the international partners, and that this diversity of participants is inclusive of gender disability, age groups, among others. Such a diverse gathering ensures that our policy discussions benefit from a wide range of perspectives and experiences. This kind of dialogue is critical if we are to develop solutions that are both scientifically sound and responsive to the realities faced by our communities. I also wish to commend the CCG Network for supporting research and policy engagement in critical areas such as energy transition, sustainable land use, climate resilience, and emerging sectors such as critical minerals. These areas are central to Zambia's future development trajectory and will play an important role in shaping our country's contribution to the global climate agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, it is important that we continue to strengthen the link between research, evidence, and policy implementation. Too often, valuable research findings remain within academic circles without being translated into practical policy action. The partnership between the Ministry and the CCG Network demonstrates how this gap can be bridged.
CCG National Coordinator Kabwe Mubanga said the network remains focused on advancing climate-compatible development for Zambia and various sectors.
The University of Zambia appreciates the collaborations that we have with CCG and many other developmental partners. The CCG program, which is hosted in the Department of Geographical Sciences, Environment and Planning, has actually been very cardinal in helping with different kinds of research related to low carbon development in our country. Several of the researches that have already been done under this program have centered on energy, on transport, on land use, on critical minerals. And these are very cardinal issues which as a country we are actually facing and actually need to understand properly for us to have policies that actually help us, not just to benefit from it, but also to be able to be conducted in a low carbon development manner. Climate change is real and it's something that has impacted all of us. And Zambia as a country that is highly, highly dependent on agriculture, the research that actually help in necessitating development in a low carbon development manner is actually of cardinal importance. And it is our pleasure as the University of Zambia to be at the center of such research. And when we have partners who are able to help us with such kind of developmental issues, we are very appreciative. The CCG program has actually been running since 2022 in Zambia, and both the international researchers and the local researchers have actually been very cardinal in helping generate research and information that has contributed to many aspects of our policies. We also understand that as Zambia, we have been developing policies and acts within the frame of climate change. We understand that the Green Economy and Climate Change Act, which was developed in 2024, would require implementation and the research that actually speaks to how such implementation can be done in a low carbon development manner and one that is environmentally friendly is actually very cardinal. And so the role that the University of Zambia plays in doing this has actually been made easier by partners like CCG and the FCDO who have come in to support us. So we thank you so much for this partnership and we look forward that may it continue being there for a lot longer so that it helps us to be able to understand the different challenges that we actually face as regards climate change.
During the conference, experts from various institutions delivered technical presentations on topics ranging from energy modeling, critical minerals and gender impact assessment in energy projects to land use change and strategies for financing Zambia's integrated resource plan.
It has been active in Zambia since its beginning in 2021, which is fundamentally a long time. The program is UK aid funded, specifically funded through the FCDO in the UK. It is close to 100 million UK pounds, a budget for useful research, capacity building and policy engagement. CCG has three main components: programmed research, international partnerships and country partnerships. The programmed research builds the evidence base that then develops tools and delivers bespoke analysis that then informs engagements with policymakers and a wide range of stakeholders across academia, private sector and civil society.
To establish a network of community energy champions. So within Chilombo, this has been the existing board development committee, whose role it was to communicate the role of energy planning and to seek community feedback that we can then base the energy plan on. The fifth step is to undertake a baseline needs assessment of the existing district energy supply, use and demand. So you can't base a plan off no information, so this is really to understand the current state of play within a district.
Discussions also focus on strengthening institutional capacity and promoting inclusive participation in the clean energy transition. The Climate Compatible Growth Network Conference continues to serve as a key platform for knowledge sharing and collaboration through research aimed at supporting Zambia's green growth agenda. Zakaria Nyimbili reporting.
Thank you, Zakaria Tawanda Nyimbili, for that report. And it's interesting to learn how various organizations are working together to ensure that we achieve sustainable development as a country. From the Climate Compatible Growth Network, we now focus on food security that is anchored on sustainable agriculture. And this is why the Knowledge Hub for Organic Agriculture and Agroecology in Southern Africa held a one-day regional learning exchange in Lusaka. Dominic Davis Chifumbe was there.
Agriculture in Zambia is one of the crucial sectors, contributing more than 20% to the country's gross domestic product. And now what is going on behind me actually is a training of experts and participants from different parts of Africa, specifically Southern Africa. And now this is to ensure that they enhance knowledge and learning on agroecology. A sustainable farming approach is cardinal for integrating ecological principles, social values, and traditional knowledge to create resilient food systems. Agroecological farming improves soil health, reduces resilience on synthetic inputs, in a quest to deepen knowledge related to sustainable food and farming inputs in the region. Knowledge Hub for Organic Agriculture and Agroecology in Southern Africa, in collaboration with the Research Agroecology Network Southern Africa, held a one-day regional learning exchange in Lusaka.
We are bringing stakeholders together to visit a farm to really look at the practical aspects of organic and agroecology, looking at the whole value chain from production, also value addition, and also the knowledge management.
We've worked in Zambia for the last 7 years and our project is drawing to a close, and what we are very keen to do is to ensure that we don't lose momentum of what we've done So we've brought other partners on board today to have this networking event with us to learn about agroecology practically on the farm, but also to hear how it can be applied within the policy space. Zambia is leading in developing a national agroecology strategy on the continent, and so the players here today are also here to talk about that and to learn from that. So we've had people from other countries here as well, even from Nepal, but the organized ones were Namibia, Malawi.
The regional learning exchange brought under one roof partners from Zambia, Malawi, South Africa and Namibia.
This is an initiative within the SADC region to promote the transition of agroecology through research, knowledge management, knowledge dissemination, and also influence policy in order to create that enabling environment of agroecology take-up and uptake.
The way our agriculture system is at the moment, where we've had quite a lot of impact from climate change, there's a huge need for us to transition into a more sustainable practices in agriculture. And farmers have actually seen this to be a need that is really need to be encouraged. Farmers have had the bigger impact in terms of climate change. They've seen the effects of climate change in terms of droughts and floods that has affected them. And so agroecology comes in to give an alternative and provide practices that will help them, be more sustainable and build the resilience that they need to combat the effects of climate change. So definitely farmers out there have seen the need for agroecology and also to diversify our sector, because agroecology emphasizes on diversity. We need to diversify our crop production. We need to maintain our soils, bring back the fertility of the soils which have been degraded over the time. So agroecology is really being practiced by a number of farmers, but we need to do a lot to actually make this a more scalable approach.
Agroecology, when you look at it, is something the ministry has been promoting. And so far we have trained in excess of 900,000 farmers countrywide, and we have managed to bring about 1.2 million hectares of land under climate smart agriculture from all the 10 provinces of Zambia. You'll find that the practices which are under that are the same practices which are under agroecology. But the departure line is that for agroecology, we have to cease the use of synthetic fertilizers. So when you're talking climate smart agriculture, the practices are the same, but we also promote the use of synthetic fertilizers.
And participants too appreciated the knowledge exchange initiative.
Such programs are really important for women, as we all know that the production that is really done, especially in Zambia, the high percentage is done by the rural women on the ground.
People have learned a lot from the reports we have written. The knowledge we have learned from such trainings is of great importance. First of all, it has helped people to understand that climate change is real. With the introduction of agroecology, you find methods in how we can fight climate change. Climate change can only be defeated if people change the way they do agriculture.
Knowledge exchange is essential in agroecology for fostering innovation, adapting to climate change, and building sustainable food systems through the co-creation of traditional, indigenous, and scientific knowledge. Dominic Davis Chifumbe, reporting for Climate Check, Lusaka.
And of course, in view of extreme weather, various ways of agriculture that can still create resilience, such as agroecology or organic agriculture or climate smart agriculture, are encouraged for many African smallholder farmers in order for us to still be able to be food secure regardless of the impact of climate change on rain-fed agriculture, especially here in Zambia. You are watching Climate Check. We'll take a short break. Join me on the other side. Now imagine if trees could provide Wi-Fi, just how many trees you would plant? Well, they provide oxygen. We definitely cannot do without it. Destruction of nature, such as forests, has led to irreversible climatic changes to our world. Join me as I talk to policy formulators, change makers, and climate change interest groups on Climate Check, weekly on this channel. Now you are the solution to climate change. Now, as Zambia increases its mining activity by targeting to at least produce 3 million metric tons by the year 2031, various stakeholders have come to the table to ensure that they take part in mining in Zambia. And so, in that, we still have to look at the environmental impact of unsustainable mining practices as experienced in various parts of the country. Let's take you to Sinazongwe and see what's happening there.
When the ground began to crack beneath their feet, they knew something had changed. In the far south of Zambia, beneath the fertile fields of Sina Zeze, the earth had been hollowed out. A mine dug deeper, and the ground gave way. For families who had lived here for generations, the land was more than soil. It was life itself. But as the cracks in the earth spread, so too did the cracks in their lives. They were about to lose more than land. They were about to lose their way of life.
Ndime mavuto simubala bona ndakhala mwasi amajere kuti akazikalirwa makuti akomenera twawata nkoko mtula mukwasi mupati bya mukwasi kama ntomwe batuli 8 enyega ni mpati kwasi amajere pali kuli mama kati pali kuli mama papo mayinza wanse kuli mankwali utupanga uti tubeka boto
Mystery yaso akazwa mumunzi mwasi abunyangu yakwanisa 17 years akali yakidemanda amalenji akali 12 so ndakali disa shop onya twakali yakidya munzi aziba ziyangombe aziyampongo makalukuni wasandali bulidi akulima munda ndakali kulima mwini.
The cracks came after mining began below their homes. The land shifted. The houses followed. The people were told to move.
We are here in Siabunyangu and in Tandavale village, where we are looking at our people that are being relocated after Kolamko received a protection order from ZEM to resettle the people around this place, especially that there is induced environmental degradation. There are a lot of huge cracks on the ground that are posing danger to the lives of our people around here. And all of us are very concerned, government included, and traditional leaders, civil society, and the community at large. The company has made a move and people are being relocated. We've witnessed about 53 of them are being relocated, going to various areas.
Basigama myota mwapainga zintu zyangu amukauli deka proti bamutora na atamuneaga kumwinko kubagambire batubikire tu matenti
bandi pavya balama nderi bamba 2 months ali mbayoli bwesa so ina plan muri 2 months njakuli manyika kuti gute wandiyake ngandabya kuti wanita nenga kwana 2 months njita kapekoti ni batana dichosia Tisa ingandanga yakujanika nampa window ile level mbobo kunoonanza.
Much as we appreciate these companies coming into these areas, bringing employment, and government can be able to tax companies, but mining companies at the same time, they are disrupting the cultural heritage of our people. You know, there are shrines here. There are sensitive areas like graveyards. There are customs really which guide, and people really respect these areas. They are closer to their hearts.
We have come to the end of Climate Check for this week. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. Do your part to take care of the environment. My name is Mary Mwikisa. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.